coming to you from the North Pole with another very, very special story. Today, I'd like to read to you The Nutcracker. It's retold by a story by E.T.A. Hoffman. Let's get started. One cold and frosty Christmas Eve night, the Stahlbaum house shone festive and bright. Twinkling candles lit up the tree as guests arrived for the Stahlbaum's party. Clara and Fritz both clapped to see treats of chocolate and candy canes, sugar mice, and sweets. The last to arrive was Herr Drosselmeyer, who offered his gifts to all to admire. Clara and Fritz chuckled and cheered as two life-size dolls suddenly appeared. Then Clara and Fritz watched entranced as the magical dolls whirled and danced. Then Herr Drosselmeyer took out the best gift of all. He gave Clara a splendid Nutcracker doll. In his elegant uniform, he was a fine sight, and Clara's eyes opened wide with delight. But before Clara's thanks had even been spoken, Fritz grabbed the doll and it was broken. Herr Drosselmeyer, being kindly and good, tried mending the Nutcracker's splintered wood. Then after much feasting, dancing, and play, Herr Drosselmeyer left on his sleigh. As they waved good night, Clara's mother said, "Now hurry, children, it's time for bed." Later that night, as the silent house slept, Clara rose from her bed and down the stairs crept. Then among all the presents she quickly sought the Nutcracker that Herr Drosselmeyer brought. Snuggling down with the doll at her chest, she waited for sweet dreams to fill her night's rest. Before very long, she awoke with a fright, startled by strange sounds in the still night. Sitting up quickly and blinking her eyes, she saw that the toys had grown to life size. She loved the Nutcracker, and he stood mighty and tall. When she stood beside him, Clara felt small. Behind him, tin soldiers stood in a row, with their muskets all loaded and ready to go. Then a troop of gray mice marched into the room and started a battle by the light of the moon. The mighty mouse army, led by the Mouse King, bombarded the soldiers and looked set to win. The Nutcracker commanded as best he could, but they were outnumbered. It didn't look good. When the Nutcracker fell, Clara took up her shoe and aimed at the Mouse King, then desperately threw. The soldiers all cheered as the king was struck down. The mice were defeated and the toys seized his crown. When Clara looked into the Nutcracker's eyes, she was amazed and gasped with surprise. For during the battle, or perhaps ever since, he had changed from a doll to a handsome young prince. Now the prince looked at Clara, bowed down, and cried, "Come, my dear Clara, let's go outside." The prince led Clara to a magical sleigh that flew through the night to a land far away. There, beneath the stars twinkling bright, enchanted snowflakes danced through the night. "The dance is for you," the handsome prince said, "but we mustn't stop here. There's more fun ahead." Where do you think they could be going? They journeyed on to the kingdom of sweets, a land of dancing and sugary sweets. The sugar plum fairy, so dainty and nice, danced especially for Clara on a stage of ice. Next came a dance, the sweets of the world, who made Clara dizzy as they twisted and twirled. The next thing she knew, Clara was awoken, and her Nutcracker doll was no longer broken. Had her adventure been all that it seemed, or was it a fantasy she had just dreamed? Clara's questions were soon chased away as Fritz wished her a very Merry Christmas Day. The next thing she knew, Clara was awoken, and her Nutcracker doll The next thing she knew, Clara was awoken, and her Nutcracker doll was no longer broken. Had her adventure been all that it seemed? Or was it just a fantasy and she had just dreamed? Clara's questions were soon chased away as Fritz wished her a Merry Christmas Day. That's the end of our story for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. If you would like me to come into your house on your computer and have a visit with me, and we could chat, or I could read you another story, or maybe we could even go over the naughty and nice list to see if you're on the nice list, you can please book me at www.mrsclausonline.com. Again, that's www.mrsclausonline.com. And then there's a few dates left, and there's just a few days left till Christmas, so it's time to book me now. I look forward to seeing you again, friends. Merry Christmas!